Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, and this is the Valentine box MemoryDex card that I made. And before I share with you, I want to tell you a little bit about how you can win this for your very own. You must be a US subscriber or have a US post office address, and then you need to be 18 years or older to win, and a visible subscriber. In other words, I must be able to see that you are subscribed to my channel. Also, you must make a comment underneath this video with the code word that I'm going to give at the end of the video. So keep watching for that. So anyway, a little bit about this project. This was made using the Authentic Love Struck collection, and I believe this came out in 2017. I only had 4 pieces of paper in my stash and no stickers or anything like that, just 4 pieces of paper. So I thought this would be a fun little project with that. And so anyway, in the tutorial, I do show you how to make this box. I used a silhouette file, and I'll put a link to that in the description box below. And I talk about how I cut out these hearts here and how I sewed this ribbon here, and then I show you kind of how I glued things on the back because I do have a little bit of a tuck spot here. So part of this tutorial is a process video, and part of it's just demonstrating or explaining how I did the certain things, elements on the card. I did make one for myself, so let me show you that one. So I used the same box pattern, and this one I just decorated it different. I added some pom-pom trim up here. It still has a magnetic closure, which I've covered up the magnet with this little heart. Then on this one, I poked a little hole on the side of the box here, and then I added a jump ring and a dangle that I made. Now, I'm not the best at making these. I mean, as far as I have arthritis in my fingers, it gets a little tricky for me twisting the wires and stuff. But if you comment, if enough of you comment and you really want a tutorial, I will go ahead and make another one and show you how I did that. So if you're super interested and you know you can't figure it out on your own, then go ahead and leave a comment and I will make another one. Okay? I really don't mind. It's just going to be painful for you to watch me do it, is what I'm trying to say. It's not so much the pain in my fingers. It's just that it's going to be really awkward when I make it. So um, anyway, um, let's see. I added these cute foam hearts that I had in my stash. I don't even know where I got them. I've had them for so long. And um, I got this felt heart at the dollar store, or was it the Dollar Tree? One of those. I don't remember which one. And I just cut this red cardstock around that to fit, and I added some more of that daisy trim on the bottom here. I just think it came out so cute. I had these little stickers in my stash from Michael's Forever, and then on the back here I also fussy cut out this little gal from the paper collection, and then these 2 little ephemera pieces I've had in my stash forever. I don't know where they came from, what brand it is, but they match that paper collection perfectly. So I'll probably just stamp a little date on there or something. So anyway, those are my little Valentine boxes and my MemoryDex cards. So to win this one, make sure you keep watching to the end of the video and I'll give you that code word. Hey everybody, welcome to my Candy Box MemoryDex card tutorial, and this is a sample of the cut that I am using. This I got from my Silhouette library. It's not the best pattern to use for this project, but it's something I already had, and I'm just going to adapt it to work for this project. So don't feel like you'd have to use this particular pattern. I will put a link to it in the description box below if I can. But but please use what you have, or do it by hand. I just didn't feel confident in cutting the heart out by hand, and so I went with the silhouette. Um, so the first thing I did was to size it, and it when I download the file, it looks just like this, and this has a decorative lid, which I don't really need, so I'm going to fix that to make it work for this project. But I did size everything down, and I wanted this front part of the card to be 2¼ inches wide. And when I put in that measurement, then this came out to about 3½. So those are the dimensions of my box. I did not like the hearts that came with the pattern. It was asymmetrical, so I switched that heart for this one. And then because I was using a paper that has one direction, in other words, there's a top and a bottom, then I needed to flip this piece. Because when you put the box together the way I'm putting it together, this would be upside down when I flipped the lid over. And so what I did is I just flipped this vertically in my file or on my design page, and then so that this would be cut out like this, like that. Okay? And then let me put this one aside. So then you fold everything up, and then this gets glued on right here, and then this gets glued over here. But this little heart cutout here was meant for the original pattern, and so when I fold this over, I have this sticking out, so I'm just going to be trimming that off with my scissors. Then I'm going to ink the entire thing in red and put a piece of acetate here, and then my box is ready to go. Now the lid, once I've cut these pieces away, the lid is going to be glued right here onto the box, and then it will fold over like that. Or I'm going to be tucking it in like that. So that's it for my box, and then I cut this out also on my silhouette. It's just a simple MemoryDex card, and Okay, I didn't think it was quite clear on my tutorial how I put the magnet in, and I just wanted to go over that. Um, so the first thing that I did was to put my magnet on the inside of the box here, and I just guesstimated about the middle of where I think the lid is going to sit. And then I just use a heavy duty glue. It's a multi-purpose glue. And so anyway, I put a dollop of glue there. I put my magnet, I guesstimated where the center of this lid would be. And then I put a piece of double-sided tape over the magnet just to keep it securely in place for right now because the glue takes a while to dry. And I just put the tape on to temporarily keep it in place, and I'm able to work with it right away. So then I usually have pieces of these laying around, and I just put that over where the magnet's going to snap in place. And so I've already got my magnet here, so this is just a third magnet to show you, to demonstrate what I did. So I snap the magnet into place, and then so that tape backing is just there to prevent tape or glue from getting on here. And then I go ahead and I'll put a dollop of glue here where I think the magnet is going to hit. And then I'll put a piece of tape over the magnet. And my granddaughter is trying to get in the room. She's like, Grandma, Mama. She likes to, I have a little box of trinkets that I let her play with. And so she loves coming in here and grabbing that box of trinkets. And then, so I'll just loosely put the tape on. I just want it to hit the magnet. And then I've got my dollop of glue here. And just imagine this is not here because I've already got that magnet in place. And then I'll just put my lid, I'll line my lid up where I want it to go. Now this is the time, if your lid is off center or crooked for any reason, you want to make sure everything's lined up. And you can even burnish that tape down a little bit onto your lid, and then you're going to lift it up, and then this will keep it from sticking on the other side. And then your magnet's in place there. And then I'm going to take another piece of double-sided tape and just tape over the magnet because the glue is still sitting there and and still not dry. So I'll just put a piece of tape over it like that, which is what I've done here. So I've got my piece of tape there. And so I'm going to go ahead and now some people don't mind if their little magnet shows right there on a box closure like that, but I'm going to go ahead and cover mine up, and I just do that because I don't want things to catch on it or whatever. So um, I'll go ahead and put a piece of paper there. Now if your magnets aren't strong, then you don't want to do that. You just don't want to cover the paper you don't want to use paper to cover that magnet there because that'll just add another thickness to your magnet. But these magnets are pretty strong, and so I'll go ahead and put a piece of paper over that. And let me show you like I did on this one. So I put this strip of paper over that magnet there, and but you don't have to do that. Like I said, if you don't mind that magnet showing, then don't bother. And then I got my paper there covering that magnet there. So anyway, that's how you put your magnet on. So I apologize. I went to sew some ribbon off camera and forgot to record the rest of the process. So I'm just going to try to demonstrate how I sewed the ribbon together. So I have this 1-inch wide satin ribbon, and I just sewed it by hand because that's just quicker and easier for me to do on little projects like this. I have to pull out my sewing machine. It's not sitting out all the time. So basically I just looped the ribbon like you see I'm doing here, and I'm just going to pretend this is a needle. Use your imagination here. I just went up through here with my threaded needle and caught the top of that loop, and then I pulled my thread through, and then I went down through the center there and pulled my thread through, and then came up again, catching that top of the loop there, and so on and so forth until I had the length that I needed. Now, I didn't want a lot of bulk behind my box, so I went to about right to the tip of that red heart there with the ribbon, and with the loops facing out that way, and then for the other side I did a smaller length doing the same thing, and then just had them loops facing out this way. And once those were glued onto the card, then I found this conversation heart ribbon that's glued all the way across the top, covering up the seam. Okay, a bit of an explanation on the heart. So this one here is just the fallout from this one. And if you remember, I replaced this heart with the one that was there before. And so when I had sized it and before I put it into the pattern here, I saved the heart as a separate file so I could cut more out later. And so then I cut these 3 hearts out from that file there, and this is just from the fallout. And I just popped them up with some red foam from the, the kids crafts section. And of course added the tulle and the ribbon, just kind of help pop that up. And everything else is pretty much decorated as you see here. A little bit of information on the back here. You saw me start to put her on the front. I just decided against that, and so I decided I needed to put her on the back because I was determined to include her. She's just so cute. So I glued this strip down so she wouldn't be floating in space, so to speak, no pun intended. And so I glued on the sides here and the bottom and the side and just across the top here, and then I glued her up to here and then just glued her on the side here so that I could make this a little tuck spot. And I'll put my information on the back of this heart before I send it away. So that's all there is to it in creating this cute little MemoryDex card. All right, so you've been waiting for the code word, and the code word is sweet. So I can't wait to see all of your sweet comments. Oh, I know that was bad, right? So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified of my upcoming videos, including the one where I will be announcing the winner of this giveaway. So you have until the 9th, and I will announce that on the 10th. So, hey, thank you so much for watching. Have a happy Valentine's Day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.